Hello and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Parikshit Luthra. The stage is set for Atishi to succeed Arvind Kejriwal as Delhi's next chief minister. Kejriwal chose her as his successor at a party meeting today, days after announcing his decision to resign. All AAP legislators unanimously accepted her candidature at the meeting. Kejriwal formally submitted his resignation to the Lieutenant Governor this evening. The 43-year-old Atishi would be Delhi's youngest chief minister. She would also be the third woman to be elevated to the Delhi chief minister's office. The BJP has lashed out at her elevation, referring to her as a dummy. Congress too has remarked that Aam Aadmi Party cannot run away from the promises it has made. Speaking to the press earlier, Atishi said that her goal was to ensure Arvind Kejriwal returned as a chief minister.
जितना सुख आज मेरे मन में है, आज उससे बहुत ज़्यादा दुख भी मेरे मन में है। दुख इसलिए कि दिल्ली के लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री मेरे बड़े भाई अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आज इस्तीफा दे रहे हैं। दिल्ली के लोग, आम आदमी पार्टी के विधायक और मैं अगले कुछ महीनों तक, चुनाव तक मुख्यमंत्री होने के नाते अब एक ही उद्देश्य से काम करेंगे कि हमें अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को फिर से दिल्ली का मुख्यमंत्री बनाना है।
We're now joined by Gopal Krishna Agarwal, the spokesperson of the BJP, Anmol Panwar, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, and Neerja, Chowdhury, veteran journalist, will also be joining us. Let me go across to Anmol Panwar first. Anmol Panwar, Atishi has been chosen by the Aam Aadmi Party as the chief ministerial face of the party in Delhi. Now, she will be formally appointed very soon. How soon can we expect the oath-taking ceremony? The immediate decisions that she's likely to take, and how soon can we expect Aam Aadmi Party through the Chief Minister to recommend a dissolution of the House to the Lieutenant Governor?
Parikshit ji, first of all, I'd like to say that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, he'll be remembered in the history as a symbol of morality and integrity in politics. And he is the one who brought Kaam Ki Rajniti and Imandari to the forefront of India's political dialogue for the first time. And as Ms. Atishi has been selected as the new chief minister in the legislative party meeting, the decisions will be taken after she takes oath, and the Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, is likely to meet the Lieutenant Governor as soon as he accepts the resignation. Then all other oath-taking ceremony and the rest of the members of the cabinet will take oath afterwards.
All right, let me go across to Gopal Agarwal of the BJP. Gopal, doesn't this blunt the attack of the BJP to one extent? The entire attack of the BJP over the last few months was against Arvind Kejriwal, against Manish Sisodia, saying that Arvind Kejriwal was the kingpin in the Delhi excise policy case. Now he is out on bail. He has resigned on moral grounds, saying that questions have been raised against me. I want to take an Agni Pariksha. I want a vote of honesty. How is the BJP going to address this in their campaign over the next few months?
Parikshitji, we have to understand that what is the current situation. He is on bail with several of the restrictive conditions which the Supreme Court has put on him. He cannot go to his CM office. He cannot sign any of the files as a chief minister. So what is there? So that is making a virtue out of the necessity and the situation, one thing. Second thing is, he is still on bail. Whether he goes to the people or what, whether he wins the election, the conditions of the bail will remain. So that doesn't mean that if somebody wins an election, then his corruption case, everything is getting washed off. Second thing. Third thing is, their own party people, what they are saying. This is a dummy. What Gopal Rai said in his first statement, in the press statement, he said it is a tentative chief minister. And she also said, so it is a dummy. That's the more dangerous. What we have seen in Arvind Kejriwal's earlier case was, he had taken no responsibility of any of the action because he had not taken any of the ministry. He was not signing for, that was the only plea that he had been taking, that I am not signing any file. I don't have any ministry. So is this governance? So is this accountability? Is this moral high ground? Is this just a virtue of taking the high ground out of necessity, nothing else? And if he had high ground on morality about it, he should have resigned 6 months back when he was arrested.
All right.
Now,
Anmol Pawar, let me get you to
There is
respond to
no-
that. BJP is saying that Atishi, unfortunately, is a dummy candidate. And if Kejriwal had to resign, if he had to take the moral ground, he should have done when the case had been opened against him, when the allegations were made for the first time.
See, Parikshit ji, the BJP leveled false allegations against the Honorable Delhi Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. They wanted to this the BJP wanted to ये सरकार गिराना चाहते थे. The fact is that they were determined that by leveling false allegations and putting Mr. Arvind Kejriwal behind bars, they'll have a ground so that they can easily run the Operation Lotus, which they have been running in different states. And the reason why Mr. Arvind Kejriwal resigned is he was an IRS officer. He was elected CM in 2013. He went to the slums and worked there for 10 years for the underprivileged. He had no love for this power and for the CM chair. The fact is that when this BJP leaders raised questions on his integrity, he was deeply pained. And that is the reason why he left his CM chair, because he said that I'll go before the public even after getting relief from the Honorable Supreme Court for 4 times. 2 times he was granted interim bail and once regular bail. And in the CBI case also, he got relief from the Honorable Supreme Court. But the biggest court is a court of public opinion in a democracy. And we have full faith that people will certainly shower their love and blessings on Mr. Arvind Kejriwal as they have done in 2013, 15 and 20. He was under
now
no
let me
pressure.
go across to Neerja Chowdhury. All right, you're saying under no pressure. Neerja Chowdhury, who do you think the current situation in Delhi really benefits? I'll come back to you, Mr. Agarwal. Let me also get in Ms. Neerja Chowdhury. She's been waiting with us. Ms. Chowdhury, who do you think the present situation benefits when it comes to dissolving the House? The Council of Ministers can recommend a dissolution, but the LG and the centre will have to take a final decision. Do you think the BJP-led government, the NDA, will agree to early elections in Delhi before February 2025?
I think, that's a difficult one. They'll think of it very carefully, whether it suits them or not, suits the BJP or not. It's possible that they don't. Because at the moment, Kejriwal is struck while the iron was hot. And he knows that given the case, even though there was sympathy for him and Manish Sisodia and the others who were in jail, now that they're out, as time goes back, sympathy always has a way of petering out. Therefore, he has definitely played this card to help generate the sympathy, because he's taken a gamble, gunagar ya imandar. That is going to be the theme of the election. You people of Delhi decide whether I'm gunagar. And if they re-elect Aam Aadmi Party, much of the sting of the case will go out. Of course, the legal process will go on. Now, so Kejriwal is playing for high stakes. He's tried to bring in, he knows every election needs a fresh narrative. You cannot go on the old theme of, delivery on Bijli, Pani, school and hospital. So this is a new element he's brought in, where he is the center of it. He has an issue. And Atishi is probably the best choice in the given circumstances. She's highly educated, she's articulate, therav hai. When she talks about the issues, she's very, very clear, and she's been known to have worked hard for transformation in the education sector, in the government schools, and they've made headway. And above all, she is a woman. Now, this too, the third woman chief minister of Delhi. No other state of India has had 3 women chief ministers. And therefore, women are a big constituency of the Aam Aadmi Party. They have talked about this 1,000 rupees being given to women every month. And therefore, also Atishi might have appeal for, what I call the Sheila Dixit constituency. The middle class, which was getting disenchanted. The Jhuggi Jhopdi dwellers have stayed with Aam Aadmi Party, but the middle class colonies, the shine is no longer there as used to be the case, say, 10 years ago. Atishi may have an appeal for that constituency and may bring additional voters to the Aam Aadmi Party bag. So, in the given circumstances, it is absolutely true. Kejriwal has used, made it into made a virtue out of a necessity. That's absolutely true. But that's what politics is all about.
Right. Right. Gopal Agarwal, if I were to put that to you, according to Neerja Chowdhury, Arvind Kejriwal has turned a crisis into an opportunity. Women voters are very big. They are a large section of the electorate. Atishi is a prominent Delhi politician. That does give Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party a certain edge in Delhi. Does that somehow worry and concern you, the sympathy factor playing out in favor of the Aam Aadmi Party? And also, would you be ready for early elections in Delhi in November? I heard the BJP chief in Delhi saying we're ready for elections in October. How soon officially can the party be ready? Because at the end of the day, the Lieutenant Governor, in coordination with the Home Ministry and Centre, will have to take that decision.
Parikshit, we have to understand, as far as BJP is concerned, we are always ready for elections. As Amit Shah ji and Nadda ji has earlier said so many times, told that we prepare for the next election from the past election date. So it is 5 years that we can prepare. It is not a one-day affair or 5 months affair or 2 months. We are always prepared because we continuously have so many programs to reach out to the people, to work for the people, the schemes, taking them to them, building the strength, organizational structure, etc. is a continuous process for BJP, and we are a strong organizational party, so we are always ready, one thing. But second important point here I want to mention here is what Neerja ji was, I respect her for her so many analysis on the political side, but what quality she was underlining under Atishi Marlina, they were existent 5 years back also. At that time, if Arvind had done anything like that, for selected a woman, selected a person, that would have been a virtue. But now if after a necessity, he's trying to get a high moral ground, I don't think people of the country, particularly Delhi, are so naive to not understand the necessity which has compelled him to take this decision. And it's a dummy that is very important. Second thing is, you also look into what Marlina's whole background is. The way we know that Afzal Guru was an issue, how her the alliance with what is named Marlina connotes, what is her ideological connections, what is there. So all these things are her involvement in various corruption cases also are there. So her involvement in Goa election where the fund went from this excise. So all these things are there. So the any quality anybody wants now to adhere to Atishi, that would have been virtue if that was done 5 years back. Now it is not a virtue, it is no moralizing. He is on bail, he is still on bail, and the condition imposed by Supreme Court will exist whether he wins the election or loses.
All right. Mr. Agarwal, I've run out of time. I'll have to thank you at this juncture. And I'd like to thank Ms. Neerja Chowdhury also for joining us. We really appreciate her time, and Anmol Panwar as well for being with us on the program. But the fact is, every political party needs one big idea, one big thought to fight an election campaign. Will the BJP, the Aam Aadmi Party, Congress be able to come up with that poll plank that can excite the voter? That remains to be seen. We're taking a short break here on CNBC TV18, but coming up on the other side, the stage is set for the first phase of elections in Jammu and Kashmir.